Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So, I'm currently out of town. I'm going to be out of town, or at least away from my microphone for about 5 or 6 days from now. So, I'm going to be pre-recording a few videos so you guys will still be able to have some new content. And these are probably going to be a little bit shorter, and I'm going to do a rundown of 2024, looking at some of the maps here, because we just got done with 2022, and I'm sure the autopsy report will continue. I'll do a, end-year rewind video of sorts as well, but we are going to be looking forward here. And this is going to be a Senate map if Republicans get their act together, which again is not a sure thing. It is far from being reality right now, and we will talk about in some video in the future the prediction if they don't get their act together, because as we know, the predictions were a little bit off this cycle, to say the very least. The polls didn't exactly match up with the end results. Part of that can be blamed on the Republicans for not actually playing the game to win the way that the opposition does. And we will be discussing what happens if they actually do clean house at the RNC and they get leadership that knows how to play the game to win, which we'll see. That's far from certain, but still, the show does indeed go on to a certain extent, and we got to keep fighting regardless. So we're going to dive into this, fill out this map 2024. But first, got to tell you guys about the Second Amendment is my gun permit coin. Liberals are mad that they're giving this away for free if you cover shipping. You could support gun owners, gun rights in the Second Amendment entirely free for a limited time. Just cover shipping. You get 10 per person max, and it's a promotion to celebrate the grand opening of their website, so you can act now. The link is in the description and the pinned comment down below. So, here's the Senate map in 2024. Can Republicans retake it if they get their act together? I think the answer is they could retake it regardless, just because of how favorable the map is. And we're going to fill this out. We'll fill out the safe Republican states, not including safe flips yet, because there are several here that we will fill out. Also, some of the Dem states as well. We'll fill out the safe states first. Obviously, lock and change. It's 2 years from now. Indiana, even though that's a retirement, should easily be a hold there. Democrats will get Delaware, Maryland, probably Maine. Actually, Maine will put in the likely column because King might retire, but still probably is going to be likely there. So this is a presidential year, which means presidents have coattails, or candidates have coattails down ballot, more so than midterm years. And it really doesn't matter who the nominee is. For the Republicans, they're going to easily win West Virginia. Manchin, dead on arrival. Montana, Tester is pretty much going to retire, or he'll lose resoundingly, may even be by a safe margin there. So Montana, likely Republican. Ohio is another example. Sherrod Brown is arguably the best fit possible for the state of Ohio. Doesn't matter. Leanar is being generous here, but he's definitely at a disadvantage. And if Trump is at the top of the ticket, he's probably winning it close to 10. DeSantis probably also could very well be winning Ohio close to 10 if he becomes the nominee. And from there, we'll see. But either way, lean to likely Republican is basically it. So there's 3 flips already here. That would put the Republicans at 52. Doesn't exactly show it at the top of the screen, but that's the way it goes. In terms of these other states here, we could fill them out and analyze. I do believe Democrats will likely hold New Mexico. I don't know who is really going to go for it. Again, on the Republican side, could be Ronchetti yet again. But as of right now, it's going to be a likely D-hold. Arizona, things are going to get interesting, but we'll actually fill out Virginia and some of the southern states first before we get there. So, Virginia. It's possible Youngkin could go for this, maybe Joseph Cow, who did really well in the northern part of Virginia, but Republicans of Virginia have their act together already. Tim Kaine, he got by easily in 2018, but still, I think this is likely, lean to likely Democrat. Republicans may be turning a corner in Virginia, but demography is still not exactly in their favor, especially in the Nova region. And Youngkin was able to get by running a very effective campaign that appealed to pretty much all wings of the right. And he's done a decent job as governor. I wouldn't say it's been perfect, but for Virginia, it pretty much has been. So I'll leave that one as likely Democrat. It could be lean, though. We'll see who really runs. Florida, I would put honestly, is likely Republican, if not even safe. I mean, Rick Scott does have this tendency to barely win elections, but Florida is not what it used to be, and Republicans definitely have their act together there for sure now, more so than ever. They now lead in the registrations. DeSantis won by like 20, Rubio won by 17, Trump won it by more than expected. A lot of outlets had him losing Florida in 2020 when he won it. I think that Trump would probably win by a likely margin. I think DeSantis would win it by a similar margin, probably wider because he's their governor, and Florida would go Republican there. Texas, oh, we forgot Hawaii. We'll get to Hawaii safety, obviously. Texas, I think it really depends. Ted Cruz is not popular, but there's a chance that he does step away. I know he might have filed or declared his intention to run, but still a long time between now and then. I'd be really worried about Scott Kelly being the Democrat nominee. He's Mark Kelly's twin brother. Mark Kelly has a twin brother from Texas. He's arguably more outwardly liberal than Mark Kelly was when Mark Kelly won. I still think, it's an astronaut, that thing does still play a role. But still, I would probably put Texas as lean Republican, give or take. I think if it's somebody else like Chip Roy, somebody more likable than Cruz, could go likely red. I think that if it's Cruz against Scott Kelly, Cruz might barely get by, or Scott Kelly might even be able to win, but it really depends. So we're going to go to Pennsylvania, work our way west. Pennsylvania, again, Republicans are not favored here, and 2022 was a reality check. Even if they do get their act together, I still would anticipate that Bob Casey will outrun the presidential nominee by around 3. And if Biden is really the nominee again, I think he could lose Pennsylvania, especially to Trump if the party's united and gets their act together behind him. If not, it's going to be a struggle. I'll put that one as lean Democrat, really regardless of whoever the nominee is. Michigan, kind of a similar thing there. Maybe you could even argue it's likely because there's a Dem trifecta there. It's not looking good for Republicans. Even if they do get their act together, there's still a lot that's working against them because they haven't gotten their act together so far. Michigan is a prime example of that. Wisconsin, on the other hand, I think Republicans have the upper hand there. Tammy Baldwin's popularity has dropped, and this is true. And they did get a decent, showing there in terms of Ron Johnson, even though he should have won by a lot more, and Michaels may have weighed him down a little bit because he was not the best candidate, to say the very least. Honestly, I think that this one, if they get their act together, is tilt Republican and would be a net pickup, which would put them already at 53. Again, it's still disappointing because had they done their job this time, that would have been 57, seat 57. But now it's seat 53 if they even get it. So Minnesota, Klobuchar, for some reason, she's still beloved. It is a presidential year, but I think that she'll win by more than 10. Might be her closest election yet, but I think she'll win it. Arizona and Nevada. So Arizona, you have an interesting situation there because of Sinema running as an independent. And if Democrats put up a candidate and she's an independent, it very may well split the vote. I did that video about Sinema, and some people didn't watch it or jumped to the comment section and said, how is this a win for Republicans because Sinema is still going to vote the same way? And I said that in the video that she would vote the same way, but they need to understand that in terms of what's going on in 2024, if she's not a Democrat, it's going to help Republicans retake the seat if the Dems are splitting the vote. Sinema might dip her toes into some of the Mum-McCain coalition in Maricopa County in the Phoenix area, but still at the same time, I don't think that coalition is enough if you have Democrats really just running up the score with Gallego or whoever they decide to nominate. So it would help Republicans. I don't really know who they're going to put up. Probably Andy Biggs or somebody like that. So they'll probably get Arizona. Nevada, if they get their act together, that means rural harvesting in Nevada, which Dems do. Republicans didn't this cycle. It burned them. Even though they got good margins in Clark and in Reno, that if they got Trump's rural percentages in the counties, they would have won. I think Laxalt's going to go for it again, or he should. I don't know who else would be a better candidate. Brian Sandoval, he's probably too liberal to win a primary, and he'll be just a pushover. I'm not saying we need to nominate people that are going to not be able to get enough money to win, but I'm saying we need people that will still be decent and will get enough money to win. Laxalt's your best bet. I don't want to risk it with the pawn shop guy because of the fact that these outsider celebrity types besides Trump haven't exactly been doing that great in terms of running for Senate or some other offices or whatever. So this would be the final map. If they get their act together, the future's still bright. And this is true. I acknowledge that there were flaws in predictions of mine in the past. I understand that. We're back to the drawing board. But this is a best case scenario. We'll do a worst case scenario. It's not going to look as favorable to Republicans for all the doubters in the comments section, of which I'm sure there will be many. But either way, this would be technically how many pickups here? You got West Virginia, Ohio, Montana. Those are probably going to be guaranteed. That would put them at 52. Then you hold all your seats. You get Arizona, Wisconsin, Nevada. That's still roughly 55. So they still will have a decent chance of having a sizable majority of sorts. It is a rhino-proof majority. It's not filibuster-proof. They could nuke it, and that would help them get things done, but we'll see what happens. There needs to be a change in Senate leadership as well, and McConnell needs to be ousted from that. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.